Hey people, welcome to my channel. My name is Kinyere. Today's video is going to be an interesting one. I haven't done a movie review in forever. I've done a movie review just once, but I have the time today and I enjoyed this movie so much, and I have a couple of things to say about this movie. But it's still fresh, it's still new. Some people are wondering if they should watch it, some people are wondering if they should just bone it, because coming from Ebony Life, people were a bit disappointed with the last movie that they did, Chief Daddy Part 2. So this one, a lot of people have been so skeptical, but the reviews have been really good, and I think if you've been wanting to check out the movie, the reviews alone would let you want to give it a try. So I'm just going to come and just break it down and just give you guys a few reasons why you may want to watch the movie. So first off, let's talk about where you can watch Blood Sisters. Blood Sisters actually premiered on the 5th of May, if I'm not mistaken, and to the best of my knowledge, you can watch it on Netflix. That's what I know for now. It's a limited series. It has about 4 episodes, I believe, and it's a star-studded series. However, one thing that I noticed is that we do not have maybe any Instagram influencer. There are a lot of recent Nigerian movies where we had a lot of influencers, Instagram influencers. This was not one of them. The only person that I knew from Instagram was Wofi Father. Apart from her, nobody, if I'm not mistaken. So let's talk about the cast. A lot of very popular actors made like one-scene appearances. So there was Ndima Okoje, Deyemi Okolawo, I hope I'm pronouncing his surname well, Nancy Isime, Kate Henshaw, Kende Bankole, Benga Afolayan, Etim Efyong, Uche Jumbo, Kepi Ekpeyong, Sheilo made an appearance, Shegu Arinze, Wale Ojo, Zach Oji made a one-scene appearance, Ramsey Noah, Toke Makinwa, Tony Abraham, then there was Wofi Father, Patrick Doyle, Ibrahim Suleiman. I hope I'm not forgetting any other person. One person that I do not like, that I didn't know her name, is the younger sister, the one that was a drug addict. I don't know her name, but I think her name is Geneva something Ume. Her surname is Ume, Genevora or so. Ume, please forgive me. I'm going to leave her name on the screen because of course people had to look for her because of how amazing her performance was. Her acting was beautiful, her role was beautiful, and she played the role so well. So the movie is about friendship, sisterhood, family, power, murder, family politics, domestic violence, love and sacrifice. So these are just things that you would come across in the movie. Let's talk about the title of the movie. The title of this movie is Blood Sisters, and the first time I saw the trailer of the movie without really listening to what the movie was about, I initially thought that Nancy Isime and Ndima Okoje were sisters. However, as you go along in the movie, or I mean once you start watching the movie, you realize that they are actually not sisters, but they are sisters bound by blood in the sense that there was murder and they were trying to cover up for each other, and they had to have each other's back. So the first thing that I did notice about the movie that kind of threw me off was Nancy speaking English. I was just like, sister, this your pidgin, the enter. Ndima wasn't that bad, but Nancy speaking English was just like, and I know they probably put it just so that it's a lot more relatable. So they really wanted us to be able to relate to her being like a not a scaredy cat and like not a butty girl, but I think the pidgin was also just to make us see that she was rugged, kind of rugged, because along the line in the film you will see how she really struggled to survive and how she struggled to keep them from getting arrested. So I think that's where the pidgin English really came to play. So first thing I also noticed in the movie was Ramsey Noah's character. Initially when they showed him with Kate Henshaw, I felt that he was her boy toys, and he did not speak for I think maybe like 2 episodes or so, but there was just one time he started talking. I would have personally loved if they could have kept up with that and just kept him mute from the beginning to the end of the movie. That would have been amazing. So he did say a few things, they were short sentences. So basically, summary of the movie for people that have not watched the movie and want to just get a good idea of what the movie is about. It's about a young girl who is about to get married, and she's getting married to someone who of course is of great financial benefit to her own family, because her father's business wasn't doing well, and apparently her husband and his family helped her father boost his business with a loan. Now she's getting married to a very rich family. They own a pharmaceutical company and they're doing really, really good. However, this man she's getting married to is the middle child in the family, but is the one that is in charge of the company. He has an older brother and a younger sister who is a drug addict, and from the beginning they let us know that he was planning to take his brother out on his engagement night. So that's where all the family politics comes in. In the movie you realize that their mother, who is Kate Henshaw, had such a soft spot for the middle child, who is DME, or who was played by DME. The older brother, who was played by Gabriel Afolayan, was married to Kehinde Bankole, who played her role so phenomenally. She played her role so well. She was this bossy wife who really stood in the forefront of everything and just kind of whispered into her husband's ears what to do, and her husband always listened to her. I did like how we got like the steamy scenes from that couple, because you know the movie was there wasn't any love when it came to the marriage, you know, between Indima and DME. There wasn't that love, so we didn't get to see love or sex or anything. So that was the role that Kehinde Bankole and Gabriel Afolayan played for us. So if you want a little bit of sex, a little bit of spiciness to the movie, that's where you will get that, because there were a lot of steamy scenes. They even had toxic sex, you know, sex from Kwore, sex from I don't agree with you, sex from we're about to fight, sex from about to hit you, but then let's just use sex to cover it up. They did all of that. From her trying to get married to DME, he had hit her previously and then he hit her again on their engagement night for some reason, and so she spoke to her friend about it, and her friend asked her to end the wedding. Now the first person she told was her mom. One thing her mom said was, is it just because of one slap? And that was just such an emotional scene for me. When parents are so much more interested in the financial benefits from their in-laws than they are their child's life, and I'm sure that no parent would want their children or their child to die in a marriage. They don't realize they can actually get to that, so they trade in their child's happiness for financial benefits, and that was what it really was. So Uche Jumbo was telling her, is it because of one slap you want to, you know, end everything, and then, you know, people go home and everything that we have worked for, everything that has happened? And she was telling her about how her business, her father's business has been able to kick off because of the help from their in-laws. And so Indima was quite surprised and quite disappointed that her mother wanted her to go into this marriage without even thinking of her happiness. So on the wedding day, she told him she wanted to end the marriage, and you know, telling him that he was trying to convince her not to, and he started strangling her, and somehow her friend came in, hit him on the head. The gun that he had in his pocket fell off. I'm trying not to really go into details so you can watch the movie yourself. And then Nancy picks up the gun and shoots him, and he dies. So it just grows into them trying to hide the body. The wedding, of course, couldn't hold because he didn't show up. You know, they were just on the run. Basically throughout the movie they were on the run, but there were a lot of dead bodies. It's like they're running to this place and they meet trouble, and probably in that trouble one person will die. They run somewhere else again, they meet another trouble, 2 people will die. So they were just running into a lot of roadblocks. It just never happened for them. In the process, Indima lost her ex-boyfriend, who really loved her and sacrificed so much just to get her out of that situation. Also, another person I really loved in the movie was their younger sister. Her name, I don't remember. The younger sister, who was a drug addict, she acted such a good role. I think she's based in the UK, so she did act as a, you know, young girl that's, you know, schools in the UK but is into drugs, and so her mom sent her to rehab. And this rehab is run by Celestial Church. It was a bit annoying because these things really happen. You don't take a child to a rehab where she can actually get help. You take her to a rehab where people are praying for her. Like if she does something, if she acts out, if she, you know, gets angry or she fights, the next thing they're saying is she needs prayers, you need deliverance, and then they take you to the deliverance room and they deliver you. Like everything is spiritual, and these things actually happen. They are not getting help, they're just in one spot getting worse, or maybe trying to find ways to pretend like they're getting better just so that they can go out of that place, so they can escape that place. So that was what it was. One thing I really loved was the scene where they were fighting in the bathroom. The sister, the drug addict sister, was fighting in the bathroom with another inmate. That scene was so amazing. I love the fact that all the women were naked. It felt like such a groundbreaking moment, because this is not something that you would usually see in Nigerian films. You might see a bit of nudity here and there, but to see a full bathroom with naked women, it was amazing for me. I was just like, what? I wasn't shocked. I was like, yes. I really applaud all of those women for going the extra mile to do that. Deyemi also killed the role so much, you guys. In an instance, I hated him. Deyemi has this face, because of the way his jaw is set up, he has this face where if he plays a character like that, you can actually see him as that character. So in that instance, I hated him so much. I was just like, what? Someone sent me a message on Instagram, and the first thing she said was, I hope he's not like that in real life. We all hope so, but he killed that role. Unfortunately, he did not live too long into the movie. He died in the beginning of the first episode, which was really sad, but he killed that role. There were a few appearances from very popular actors like Tony Abraham. Joke Silva also played Nancy's grandmother, and that was just a short scene. Someone else that also showed up was Zach Orji. I also love the Chicago police officer who was played by Wale Ojo, and I loved his accent, and I love that they kind of gave us a little background about him. Something else that I absolutely love that I have not mentioned to you guys are Kitentious outfits. You guys, the outfits were beautiful. People have said that they were a bit extra, but I'm just like, you know what, let's overlook that, because there's so much that if you want to sit down and criticize a movie, there's so much that you can criticize about so many movies, even the best of the best movies. So let's just do as if we don't know that you cannot wear that kind of big gown and stay in your house. But the outfits were beautiful. I love the colors. I think I can even recite all of the colors that she wore. She at some point wore burnt orange. She wore this beautiful yellow vibrant native wear at the wedding. She also wore a red, very blood red, beautiful dress that I called Dress from Bridgerton. She also at some point wore green, I think, but she wore very beautiful vibrant colors that showed up so well on her skin. Something else that I also noticed was they aged her, and I found out from Instagram that they actually did try to age her a few years. They had to add some extra smile lines and some extra lines by her eyes. Another thing that they did to age her was the makeup that she wore. She wore a lot of dark colors, mostly browns. So when you think of, you know, how much they tried to age her skin, and then with like brown shadow, brown lips, they did a good job. It was subtle aging. One thing I would definitely say about this movie is that if you're looking for loopholes, you will definitely find. Sometimes criticism is stressful, so sometimes if you just like a movie, don't bother trying to look for mistakes. Just sit on what you know. A lot of people have said they didn't tell us why this happened. They didn't explain to us how Kitenshaw cheated on her husband, who was the father of her first child and her last born child, right? They didn't let us into what that was about. Ebony Life really redeemed themselves with this one, because with the last movie, people had a lot to say about Chief Daddy Part 2. I didn't even watch it so far into the movie to have things to complain about. I stopped very early on into the movie, so I didn't even bother. I didn't go for that. It just wasn't working for me. But they really redeemed themselves with this one. I do not know why Ramsey Noah's car had so much screen time, why they had to show us the tires, the side, and like give us all those action movie angles, but they did give us a lot of that. He's such a popular actor, so for him to play that role, I'm guessing that maybe they needed him to have some more screen time. The jet scene where Kitenshaw was going in, you could really see that there was a lot of connections, you know, a lot of connection working in this movie. If you don't got connections, how is your movie going to come out looking as good as that? I would highly recommend that you watch it. Over 10, I would give it a 9 or an 8 over 10, and the extra 2 marks or 1 mark is that, you know, that teacher's mark where they say you cannot get everything. Yes, that's just it. However, I think one of the actors that really needs to be highlighted has to be the younger sister, the drug addict. She really needs to be highlighted. She did an amazing job, and switching between accents. Sometimes you hear that British accent, sometimes you go straight Nigerian and you know, she's acting all crazy, and she bodied the role so well. And I hope that she gets a lot more opportunities from this one movie. I hope that doors open up for her, because she is a great actor. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this short review. I love the movie, that's why I did a review. I don't know if I'm going to be doing any more reviews, but I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you in my next video. Bye.